picked up all these settings that weren't mine to begin with. Somebody else's preferences loaded onto my operating system before I even knew what kind of machine I was or what I was designed to do. I ran on borrowed software for 50 years or more, never quite performing right, never quite sure what I was for. They handed me an instruction manual at the beginning that was written for a completely different device. I followed it as faithfully as I could, wondering why the results never quite matched the diagrams, why the simple things felt hard, why the hard things felt impossible, why I kept crashing in environments that everyone else seemed to navigate without even trying. And someone handed me the right manual, finally, the one that matched my actual architecture, and everything I'd ever struggled with started making sense. Not as failure, not as deficit, not as something broken that needed fixing, but as a different kind of operating system, running exactly as designed, just on the wrong instructions all this time. So now I'm going back to factory settings, stripping out the borrowed code, all the workarounds and patches, all the ways I learned to cope with software that was never meant for me. Going back to the beginning to find out what I actually am. Underneath the adaptations, underneath the years of masking, underneath the quiet pretending that a world not built for me could ever run me right. And what I'm finding there is not a ruin, not a wasteland, not the damage I expected, but something genuinely surprising, something that was always there, waiting patiently behind all the wrong settings. A whole and functioning person who simply needed the right instruction manual to finally understand what all those features were for, that everyone kept calling flaws. The sensitivity that wore me out is actually precision. The intensity that scared people is actually passion. The way my mind connects things others don't see connected is actually a gift. I was never supposed to apologize for the factory settings were never broken. They were just finally being read correctly. So here I am back at the beginning. And the beginning is extraordinary, more interesting than anything the borrowed software ever showed me. More alive, more curious, more genuinely myself than I have ever been at any point in all the years of running on the wrong instructions. The factory settings were right all along. I just needed someone to finally hand me correct manual and say, this one is yours.